Hi everyone, Om Shanti, and welcome to your spiritual vaccine hour. I hope that you had a really fantastic day today. Today was World Meditation Day, and hats off to our wonderful friend Michael Beckwith from the Agape movement and spiritual mentor to so many around the world, and to Rhythmia that did an incredible production today of live streaming a 2-hour session featuring lots of beautiful voices that are emphasizing the importance of meditation. Because of this COVID pandemic, people are turning to prayer, meditation, reflection. They're doing life reviews. They're really trying to look at themselves to see, have I missed anything? Is there anything that I need to get a little bit better inside of my own being? To be locked up in your house for 2 months with maybe not much to do can bring up a lot of thoughts. And a lot of those thoughts have some deep meanings. Some of them are valid, and some of them we're going to just need to throw them out. They're of no use to us. Anyway, I hope everybody's well and you've been taking very good care of yourself. I hear they're slowly beginning to open up the states, but I also hear that some of the death rates are increasing in certain states. So we do have to make sacrifices. I know in terms of common sense, you would say, but I've been at home by myself, or I've been with my family and no one in my family has COVID or anything like that. So why can't we go out? Why can't we go to other places? So you might feel that safety and not going out with your mask or your gloves or standing 6 feet apart. But there are some who might not have that sense of responsibility. And so in reality, we're making that sacrifice. That's really what's going on. So I was sharing with us here, we've been, quarantined for 2 months. I mean, our museums are closed, and we haven't wanted to come out too much because we're concerned about Sister Gita's well-being and everyone else. Last week we did a drive-by drishti, and everyone came to the house, and they drove around the whole time. It's so nice to see that in front. And so everyone drove around the house and really was able to just say hello, 6 feet apart, look at each other with love. And I have to tell you, it warmed my heart so very much. There's nothing compares to seeing people, their skin, their eyes, like the living energy of folks without the veil of a Zoom or a lens. And I just have to tell you, it warmed my heart so very much that even till today, I still feel the fragrance of what we call drive-by drishti. Prior to the COVID pandemic, we always heard about drive-by shootings. I don't want to mention it because I know that's painful. But drive-by drishti, show your love with another person as you're passing them by. And that's what that was all about. It was very beautiful. Today is our second week of filming our Zoom meditation production. So those of you who are on Zoom, very warm welcome. Sorry for the meditation glitch. I'm sure that they'll fix that as we move along. So we're looking that by next week, we will finalize the production of a 1-hour special for Zoom meditation. How people are looking to Zoom or are on Zoom, learning very much about themselves and are also developing their own meditation skills. We do want to hear from you, whether you consider yourself an avid meditator, somebody who struggles with meditation, somebody who questions what meditation is. This is what this show is about. Today's topic is really, really important. You are what you think. You are what you think. You become what you think. Sounds like a song. And so, how have your thoughts been today so far? Just a little bit of a homework assignment. What were your thoughts today? And if you were to collect them and create a vibrational field about it and bring those thoughts into physical manifestation, what would emerge around you? What would be the reality of your life? Think about it just for a little bit. I'll give you, for example, Since this morning I woke up, I had really a lot of energy, a lot of intoxication about my understanding of the energy of the divine, my understanding of tapping into my personal capacity of power. And today I kept thinking about, wow, every thought I have lasts forever. And I became very conscious about what thoughts I will choose to think. So I was making breakfast and I was looking at my thoughts when I was eating breakfast. I found myself really loving the food more than the thought. So it was like the food was beginning to feed my joy. And then I had to catch myself and go, no, I'm the living soul. I will feed the vibrations of the food. That's more important. So I kept paying attention today about my thoughts and how my thoughts need to function. And I think it was because I was preparing for today's conversation and today's program. So why I think today's special meditation session is vital for these times, it's because our thoughts will determine the way we feel, and our thoughts will determine where we go. And what I'd like to do is bring up the PowerPoint, because there's been a lot of different things going on today, and I figured it might be just good for us to go right at it and really sink right into tonight's discussion. Feel free to get a pen and paper or to collaborate with those who might be watching on Facebook or Vimeo or Twitter or wherever. Feel free to just have your notebook and pen. I think this might be kind of useful for you today. So, take a pause and think about this title. You are what you think. You are what you think. How is that making your system feel as you even hear that title? What have your thoughts been so far? For the day, for the week, for 2 months, for a year, for 5 years, for 10 years, for 30 years, for 50 years? You are what you think. Let's move on. So, what images, words, sounds, information you feed that has set your belief systems so far? So take your time, I'm not in any rush. Think about the things that you choose to see. And what words do you choose to speak? And what talks or sounds you choose to receive? How does it shape the way you believe in yourself, understand yourself, and function in the world around you? So what thoughts have you been feeding over the years? Who are you? Let me know if you're feeling anything from just those questions alone. Are you feeling anything at all just from asking yourself this question? What have I been feeding my consciousness so far? My mind? Because whenever we choose to go inwards to meditate, I bump into the sum total of the thoughts, the words, the sounds, the beliefs that I have been living with inside. Some of them might be in conflict with who I really, really am, and some of them might be in alignment with really who I am. So, what thoughts have you been feeding, my dear brothers and sisters? My dear friends? Take a deep breath, think about it, release. I want this session to really create some understanding and clarity. I know it has for me. Are you satisfied with your current thought pattern? Are you comfortable with the quality of thoughts and the cyclical way the thoughts rotate inside of you? The way they just come without any effort. They come up, they come down. So we do host a lot of repetitive thoughts. If you have a chance and you have your paper, could you write that down? What are your repetitive thoughts? These are the thoughts that happen like every day, like Groundhog Day. They're so consistent in your consciousness that maybe you're not even aware that you're even thinking about them. See if you can identify even one or two. Mine might be, oh, what's on my agenda? What do I have to do today? I mean, there's not a day that I wake up that I don't have that thought. And another one might be, let me see. Why it changes, but my repetitive thought is connected a lot to soul awareness and connection to the divine, to God. So that's been a repetition which I'm comfortable with. In terms of waste or negative thoughts, there's always one or two waste or negative thoughts that keep interfering in that cycle. And you have to pay attention to those, okay? But check your repetitive thought and also check the pattern of your thoughts. They tend to have a kind of a system that just functions inside of you automatically, which determines the way your relationships are functioning, the way your finance functions, the way your health functions. A lot of my friends or students or clients, sometimes when they come in conversation or in consultation, they'll say, I don't know why I keep attracting the same person when I know that I'm done with them. But they keep feeling like it's the same person, that they're attracting the same kind of energy. Different name, different place, different time, but similar circumstance, and they question that. It could be a particular thought pattern. So the quality of thoughts that you continue to generate expresses who you think and believe you are in your thoughts, your words, and your deeds. TWD. Okay? So the way your patterns are, the way your repetitive thinking might be, it expresses who you think you are or what you believe. You say it in the way you speak, the way you think, the choices you make. If you really look at your life, it's pretty cyclical in particular ways. So what has been the result of your choices of thought, words, and deeds so far? On a scale from 1 to 10, with 10 being the highest, let's look at finance. How abundant is your financial flow? On a scale from 1 to 10, relationships. How fantastic are your relationships, with 10 being the highest? On a scale from 1 to 10, with 10 being the highest, how's your health? And on the scale from 1 to 10, with 10 being the highest, how's your mental state of mind? Okay, so by you looking at your score, that's a result of what you've been thinking, how you're feeling about yourself. What I love about the spiritual vaccine, it's like you have to come into the doctor and tell him everything that's going on so that he can give you the proper medicine or the proper, prescription to help. So why it's really important for you to look at your chart or look at your score is that I need you to be very honest with where you are in your journey. So just see how you feel, because the emotion becomes your norm. The emotion that you keep feeding with your thoughts eventually become your norm. So your thoughts, and sometimes there's fear, there's anxiety, all of that comes up. All of that comes up. And you feed it. Those emotions that are coming from your thoughts, words, or deeds, which might have been connected to an experience from the past, it just automatically comes up and you naturally start to feed it without even knowing. Okay, so why don't we tonight look at creating a new vision of ourselves, something different, something that is bigger than my current life or even bigger than post-COVID? Let's take a look at that. Are you willing to adjust your choices and choose to invest in information that moves you towards your new vision? Let's say I spoke to a wonderful doctor today, Dr. David Hanscom. He was a spinal surgeon, and now he's moved into pain management and focusing more on patient care on American Meditating Radio. And I loved the way he really focused on, you really have to visualize your health. How do you see yourself in a healthy way? So let's look at our own life. Let's say money, relationship, mental state, physical health. What's the new vision? What's a new vision for you in that whole setting? Any thoughts? Like, my vision for the past many, many years has been, one day I really hope to embody the qualities of an angel or of a deity. And I say that with great humility, that there isn't any attachment or weakness or fear or anxiety in my personality. At least it shouldn't be greater than my truth. So that's a vision that I've held for myself for a long time. And each day I make an attempt to fulfill it, because it's bigger than earning $1 million. It's bigger than opening up 10 more meditation museums. It's bigger than America Meditating Radio. It's bigger than me traveling to more than 95 countries. That's bigger than me. So I'm going to give you about a minute, and I'd like you to think about it. If you are willing to adjust your choices and start to choose to invest in information that will move you towards your new vision. Because your belief, your thoughts, whatever your belief might be, your thoughts will automatically begin to guide you towards that vision. So take a few moments and think on it. What's your new vision? If you want to break old patterns of thinking, what new vision are you planning to create for yourself tonight? Give you some more time to think about it. So, did you make a decision that you are willing to adjust your choices and to choose to invest and think about information in the context of thoughts that will now move you towards your new vision? All right, give that some thought. Because whatever you are believing, it's a result of the thoughts that you've been having for a long time. And until you interfere those old thoughts, new thoughts won't come. It won't be easy for you to feed, because you'll just be influenced by the old thoughts. Which is why, even though we have inspiring thoughts or we have an idea, we want it to manifest like almost immediately. It doesn't. It's because there's an energy sitting in my personality that has a lot of intensity of past vibrations, and those are holding me back. So when you look at meditation, meditation says, look deeply at yourself, and you make the decision to stop thinking that thought and stop feeding that thought, so that you can move towards forward movement, towards your vision. So it is imperative that when we're on our journey of meditation, the most important step to take is to think differently. And you have to decide to do that. You have to choose to think differently. So here's my invitation. Tonight, if you weren't able to find a vision previously, it is imperative that you choose a vision that is bigger than your current reality. How does that make you feel when you even think that idea? That means you can visualize or dream as big as you want and not be afraid. Just think about it. And even as you think about creating a vision that's bigger than your reality, see how you feel almost as if you're resisting it. That means there's something sitting inside of my personality that's a limit. Something I've gotten way too accustomed to. There's an emotion from my past that I've found normal and comforting, even though I'm not happy with it. So choose a thought to support your vision. That's the next step. So now that if you find your thought, you found your vision, now on your paper or in the time that you'll have, what thoughts will be needed to manifest that vision? The third thing, begin acting from your new vision, even if it's just a minute. Even if it's for 5 minutes. Let's say if every day you wake up with pain in your body, from your head to your neck, to your back, to your legs, you just feel like your whole body is in pain. If you begin to visualize, I will one day wake up free of pain in the same body, and I will fully live like I'm living the dream of my lifetime. And if that person just practices it just for 5 minutes a day, they would have interrupted that cycle of thinking, of everyday thinking. I'm in pain, I'm in pain, I'm in pain. And every day you get up and you invest another 5 minutes, maybe 6 minutes, maybe 7 minutes, you're starting to rewire your whole destiny. Take moments of silence and think of God. Breathe in the reality for yourself every day. Take a moment of silence, a moment to reflect on the energy of God, and breathe in that reality every day with God in your remembrance. Sorry for that sort of a grammatical faux pas here. I'm not sure if it was the right PowerPoint. So I want you to think in a different way, though. So I want you to start to think in a different way. So it's not what you think, it's what you do. It's not what you know, it's what you know. It's not who you know, it's what you know. It's not who you were, it's who you are. It's not where you're going. It's not where you're from, but it's where you're going. I'm really messing that up. I'm trying to see it on the screen. So you can see the last one as well, right? So again, I want to read this over because the last one I would like to see, but I can't see it. It's blocked. No, it's on the screen. So I'll read it over again because I think it's really poignant. It's important that we think in a different way. It's not what you think, it's what you do. It's not who you know, it's what you know. It's not who you were, which is a big one, but it's who you are. And it's not where you're from, but life is about where you're going. You see how the past has a way of changing the narrative? It's not what you want, it's what you work for. So here's a little acronym I'd like you to ponder on and kind of save. Think. Just think on it. T stands for think a different thought. And I want you to do it so slowly and watch how your whole body starts to change. When you choose to think in a different way, think differently in terms of how you look at your spouse, how you deal with your children, how you deal with your colleagues, how you deal with a friend, how you deal with work. Think in a different way how you look at your body in the mirror and the way you feel about it. Think differently when you look at your face in the mirror. Think a little bit differently about it. You find your thought. Sometimes so many of us think we're not good enough. How about if you thought differently and said, I'm accepting what I've become. I'm good, but I'll be better. H, be happy about you. Be happy about even your new pattern of thinking. Don't resist it. Don't say to yourself, it's too difficult, I can't do it. Be happy about the new thought and the new vision that you've created, even though it feels like it's impossible. I always share with the family, oh, someone's going to come and just leave millions one day at our doorstep. And they always look at me like, okay, sister. I say that in terms of how much service I'll do with that in terms of the museums. But I just say that because why not? What do I have to lose? If I have thoughts like this versus, oh, what are we going to do? How are we going to manage? I would much rather think of thoughts that are aspiring and optimistic than what might not ever be. So I practice to be introspective. Be introspective on your new thought, on your new vision. It will help to bring fuel to it. It's through the introspection too you will catch new quality and ways of thinking, of manifesting your new vision. And never give up on your vision. Never give up on your new thoughts. Maybe you might need to redirect it, that's fine. But never give up on that moment when you feel like I want a new version of myself. Like I feel there's something more that I'm supposed to be offering, not because of what social media dictates. How many watched the show, who didn't. Of course we all want everybody to take benefit from the gifts that we're giving to the humanity. Of course. But the way that you feel about your vision and your forward movement shouldn't be determined on how people are responding to it. You have to really go in and check, does this connect to the personality that I truthfully am as a soul? And last but not least, always be kind towards your new patterns. You know, don't be harsh and go, you've got to get it, you must get it. Why aren't you getting it? Don't do that. Just be kind and go, you got this. You're going to get this. I see you in it. So that's the way when you're in your meditation and you're breaking old patterns, I really want you to talk to yourself with that kind of energy so that the soul can find the strength within you to really come up to the surface and start to believe in itself once again, especially fully. So define who you are inside out, not outside in. Those days are over. COVID has helped us to realize that more than ever. So here's a practice. If you begin to remind yourself, I'm a soul, what type, peaceful and powerful, see how that makes you feel. If you remind yourself to say, I'm capable, I am love, I am loving, I have what it takes to be the best for the self, the world, and for God, see how that shifts the way you feel. Once again, for those on, in your mind or through your lips, say these words. I'm a soul, I am peace and powerful. I am a peace and powerful soul. See how it makes you feel. I am capable, I am love, and I am loving. Even just me saying it, I feel a shift. I have what it takes to be the best for the self, the world, and God. If it's the first time you've ever spoken to yourself like that, you've just created a new vision for yourself. And you've just interrupted an old pattern and belief system in yourself. How did that feel? It's interesting, isn't it? Feel free to give me your comments. I really want to hear them. So be clear on your outside vision of yourself as well. We took care of the internal part. Be clear on the external. So you get what you focus on. So focus on what you want. Your virtues or inner talents will feed into what you will manifest in a physical form. It's not just putting in all the physical energy to physically get what you want. You all know by now, because of COVID, what did it matter? Your Rolex or your Cartier or your jackets or your beautiful car. Everybody was trapped at home. Who could see your stuff? Did you have anyone to compare yourself with? No. No, you just had you. So your virtues and your inner talents will help to move you to manifesting what deeply is inscribed for you. So be on alert that your past isn't sabotaging your present. Be on alert that your past isn't sabotaging your present. And forgive all the typos and the grammatical errors in this PowerPoint tonight. So silence, meditation, and prayer, it's an important practice. Today is World Meditation Day. What you think about, you will bring about. So a daily practice of meditation will help you to recognize when you're pulling yourself back instead of forward, just by merely looking at your thoughts. It's not a situation, an event, or a person that's holding you back or creating your challenge. It's the way you're seeing the situation. It's the way you're interpreting that situation. And as much as you might wish that isn't the reality, it's definitely a very big part of it. What do you hold inside of your beliefs and your heart that's making you not function well? That's making you miss the mark over and over and over again? Where are you inside? You have to ask yourself these questions in meditation, in silence, in contemplation. So your past thoughts have a lot of power over you, but so does your new thought. And if you feed your new thought consistently, look how powerful it will become. So I'm going to pause here. That was a lot. Yeah, that was a lot to hold on to. I hope it wasn't too much. But I thought that your thoughts are creating living a reflective life. If I'm not on purpose, if I'm not really going deeper into what the meaning of this, and as much as I want to move ahead in life, I still feel like my reality has more power over me. I'm still stuck. So in the whole practice of meditation, it's actually giving us an opportunity to become unstuck by changing our patterns of thinking, that even my body can feel a shift. Let's take a 1 minute of silence right now. And I'm going to invite you to breathe in and exhale. Breathe in and exhale. Breathe in again and exhale. Remind yourself that I am a soul, I am peaceful and powerful. I am capable, I am loved, and I am loving. I sit in this moment of reflection in remembrance of my new formed vision of myself. Just observe how that feels for you. Don't you physically feel a change in your body? Doesn't your mind feel different? Doesn't the environment around you feel more sacred? Don't you trust that that energy is also serving the nature and the world around you? What I'd like to do in this moment is to come to a pause, and I'd like us, for those who are on Zoom, to participate in our breakout room. For those of you who are on the video, please stay in the breakout room. Please stay on Zoom. If you happen to not be on video and you're on Zoom, may I invite you and request you to go to our Facebook page, because we're filming this for production as well, and we will need everyone's visuals in the conversation. As you go into the breakout room, everyone, I would like you to, as you find your partner in each of your breakout rooms, I'd like you to speak from a place of being in the awareness of being a peaceful soul, as you explain to your Zoom partners what you took from this process in you become what you think, or whatever you think you are, or you are what you think. So I want you to share with your Zoom partner what this session meant to you. And when you come back, I'll call on some of you to share your experience and your process, and then we'll take it to a next level in another stage. For those who are on Facebook and YouTube, Santosh will play for you a little bit of a mantra, an Om mantra, for you to settle in this question too for yourself, to really experience what this time together just meant. You are what you think. And really thinking about this process. What has it meant for you? What were your nuggets? Were there any realizations? So I think we'll put you in a breakout room for what, about maybe, I don't know how many you're on?
37.
So let's put maybe 4 in a room. So we'll do about 4 to a room. And why don't we do about maybe 10 minutes? Yeah, about 10 minutes. That should be enough to create a nice resonance. Or let's go with 8 minutes. 8 minutes, and everyone gets 2 minutes. And then I'll see you back in 8 minutes. All right, everyone? Hi everyone, welcome back. I'm sure that gentle pause of 10 minutes, and if you are in the Zoom breakout rooms, your 10 minutes or 8 minutes of dialoguing just with another Zoom partner, I'm sure must have opened up some thoughts and feelings and ideas. And I see that we have our wonderful friend, Doc Phineas, also with us. Om Shanti, my brother. Can you please tell me if we can unmute Doc Phineas and highlight him or spotlight him? That will be great. I would love to hear what your thoughts and your sharings were, Doc, about the thoughts that I shared earlier on, and maybe if you can share some of the things that came out in your breakout room. Santosh, it's covering my head. So I'm not hearing Doc. Doc, are you unmuted? Okay, let's go to another breakout room. It seems to be frozen for some reason. Can we somehow get the Zoom re-going or something? All right, so Doc, are you there? Can you say hello? If not, can we go to one of the other breakout rooms? Antonia, Maria, could you direct one of the other breakout rooms if Doc can't speak? Yes, give me another breakout room. Let me go to somebody else. Some other breakout room? Maybe Andy would love to hear what her sharing and her experience was in terms of the meditation and the conversation of tonight. Andy?
Hi.
Hi, Andy. Please tell me what your thoughts and feelings were of the conversation and what came out of your breakout room.
Great. I met lovely ladies and I practice already to filter or be aware of my thoughts because there's always that evil voice inside of us that wants to drop our dreams and desires that makes us not believe that we're capable of doing something.
Right.
And more than ever, I'm changing careers at this moment. Like 3 months ago, 4 months ago, I decided to change careers. So I'm taking this time to really analyze who I am, what do I want? I want a clarity. I want to see what is my future. And I'm like stoked because I'm learning piano, things I thought I never could learn. I'm training my dog. I'm doing so many. I'm trying to be an actress. Things that like never crossed my mind before. But I said I can do it. I can do whatever I want as long as I want it. So this is just a reinforcement that we are capable of doing anything, and we just have to believe and drop those old false beliefs that you can't do it.
And what else came out of your group session as well?
It was Josiane. There was 3 other ladies from Florida, and Josiane, Laverne.
Okay. All right. Well, I think that, the fact that you've started such a new vision and you're doing so many new things, how are you feeling internally? Do you feel like you're stripping some old narratives?
Oh, definitely. Definitely. I came from a very stable career, money-wise, financially, and I just jumped out of, without a parachute. But if that was holding me back for long, I was in this for 15 years, but I was like, where do I go from here? I know I don't want this anymore, but I don't know what I want. But I was like, I have to.
I think Andy got frozen, so I get you, Andy, so we'll come back to you later. Is there anyone else in another room that we can go and visit and get some feedback about your dialogue in the room? Is Doc ready now to come on? Is he available? Are you also frozen, Doc? All right. Anybody else there? Craig, are you available to talk about your experience? We're not seem to
Oh
be
yeah.
doing so great on our Zoom today for some reason. There just seems to be a lot of weird stuff. But Craig, I can't hear you on my computer here. Give me 1 sec. Give me 1 second. 1 second, Craig. All right, well, it seems as if we're having some glitches here today. Craig, I'm going to ask you to pause for a little as we try to see what's going on with the Zoom. But what's interesting about the conversation of today that we were having is that you do become what you think. And we must somehow come to the foregone conclusion that we attract, we become lots of the stuff is not just because of someone else or because of outside circumstances. It really, really is as well because of internal forces. So what I'll do is that I'm going to end the show. It's already 7:37 and we want to be able to honor your time and your energy. And so what I'll do is just have us go into a beautiful little moment of silence and just silent meditation and, just being in the silent space, focusing on our thoughts together to see what we can do to just get ourselves in check and to be able to connect more with our deeper self and the new vision of ourself, something that's really, really important. If you get a chance today, go to Scion Earth to watch the 2-hour World Meditation live cast that you can find on YouTube. I think it might be on Facebook too, but you can go onto the YouTube and really work it, try to see it. I think you might enjoy the message that was given today. So what I'm going to do is invite everyone to just be in a moment of stillness with me and take a very, very deep breath. Think about some of the thoughts that I've left you with to contemplate on. And I'll see you
Is there a light?
tomorrow. Right, guys, so we're just going to hold this moment of silence. And as I said earlier, I'll see you tomorrow. And sorry for all the glitches today. It's just one of those days. Too much meditation, I think. All right, take a deep breath. Hold your vision in your heart, in your mind. Remind yourself, I'm a soul. I am peace. I am powerful. I'm capable, loved, and loving. And keep generating those vibrations to the new you, the new vision. And never let that go. Just never let that go. So breathe in again. And exhale. Hold your moment of silence.
Thank you.
May peace be with all of you tonight, and lots of pure feelings and lots of love. And we'll see you tomorrow night. Thanks again for tuning in.
across the still of the dawn. And if peace were a mountain, we'd gather around her to bathe in her silence, her power, her call. If wisdom could sing or whisper his secrets, eternally teaching through